All right, what's going on, New York Giants fans? Welcome to a new edition of New York Giants Conversations. And changed the format for this show. We was going live, but now it's just going to be a solo show, strictly on unpopular opinion sports. So if you are watching this show and you are tuned into my channel, please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. Um, please hit the notification bell so you know when I am dropping New York Giants conversations. Giants fans, I've been down on the Giants, but I am going to continue to make New York Giants conversations, New York Giants content, but it will be on my channel. As we have a lot of Giants content creators on the Aboriginal Sports Network. So definitely go check them out. They'll be doing breakdowns, post game, pre-game, live game calls, all that and more. So definitely go check them out on the Aboriginal Sports Network. So without further ado, let's hit the intro and get into it.
Welcome to Giants CONVO.
All right, man. The season is here. The season is upon us. Thank goodness. Yes. Thank goodness for the NFL season and kicking it off Thursday with the Cowboys and Eagles. But we don't talk about them. We're here to talk about the Giants. So the Giants will be facing off against the Washington Commanders to start off this NFL season here. That game will be played Sunday, and we will have the game call right here on the Aboriginal Sports Network, as I mentioned earlier. But this one is tough, y'all. This one is kind of tough, and the reason it's tough is because you don't know what's gonna happen in game one. Game one is always the toughest game to pick. It's the hardest game on the schedule to predict. So we don't really know what we're gonna be getting from the New York Giants or the Commanders for that matter. The spread is at 6.5. 6.5 is really, really rich for a division game. Especially at the beginning of the season, because unless you're real high on the Commanders, I mean like super high, like Super Bowl high, I don't see how you think they're that much better than the New York Giants. Here's the deal, y'all. The Washington Commanders did sweep the Giants last year. They beat them by a combined, I think, 8 points. They won the first game by a field goal. Remember the field goal game. And then the second game, they won by 5. I think it was 27-22. In those two games, the New York Giants did not have a 200-yard passer or a 100-yard rusher in either game. So you have to see an uptick in production when it comes to the offensive side of the football, particularly with the New York Giants. So let's start there. Offensively, so I'm in wait and see mode, y'all. I am in wait and see mode with Brian Dable in this offense. Andrew Thomas, you don't know if he's gonna play or not. You don't know what's going on with these injuries that he continues to pile up. If you have to put James Hudson out there, James Hudson. No, man. You know, you're going up against a guy like Von Miller. You know, the Commanders do got a pretty decent defensive line. It's nothing scary, but it is a formidable unit. Definitely people you cannot sleep on. But to me, that's my issue with this game. is the fact that if Andrew Thomas does not play, you have James Hudson out there, and I don't know how comfortable Russell Wilson is going to be with James Hudson protecting his blind side. Now on the right side, you got Jermaine Illuminor, obviously. He's solid. Don't got no issues there. In the interior, you got to see how John Michael Smiths and I guess they're gonna start Van Rotten along with John Runyon Jr. So that's kind of where I think this game can be won or lost for the New York Giants. Because if they can score and have more of the production than what they did last year in the two games, as I mentioned, not getting over 24 points, not getting a 200-yard passer, not getting a 100-yard rusher in either one of those games. So offensively, they struggled. Defensively, they held the Commanders in check. The Commanders were one of the highest scoring teams in the league last year. They expect to put out there another potent offense on the field with Jaden Daniels, with the newly signed Terry McLaurin, bringing over Deebo Samuel. They got Austin Eckler. They got Zach Ertz, though. So they got a veteran team. The Commanders are the oldest team in the league, y'all. The oldest team. I think the Giants are one of the youngest, maybe the second or third youngest. Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston up that a little bit, but they were one of the youngest teams in the league. So yeah, this is going to be real interesting. And to me, this is one of these games where the Giants have a chance to make a statement. You did not win a division game last year, not one. So in order to start making noise, you have to start making noise within this division. So don't get mad at me, y'all, for being down on the New York Giants when they have not shown me a reason to be optimistic, especially in division games. They used to whoop up on the Commanders, and I think they're a lot closer to the Commanders than they are the Eagles, honestly. Just be real. But it's something about this game, and it's something about this team that it seems like they always get it wrong when they need to get it right. So maybe the tide is changing. I don't know. But I can't see it offensively just because, we don't have any evidence. Your receiving core still has Wan'Dale Robinson in it and Darius Slayton, and then you got Jalen Hyatt over there. So outside of neighbors, not a lot to really, I like Slayton, but you want a little bit more other than him and neighbors out there. Don't trust Wan'Dale Robinson. Hyatt is invisible. The tight end, you got Theo Johnson, Thomas Fredone. You can get something there. There's something there to work with. They do need time to develop, though. These are young. Remember, Theo Johnson got hurt last year. Fredone is coming in as a rookie. So I don't feel confidence there when it comes to this matchup. What I do feel confident about is that we got to see with Shane Bourne how he's going to deploy these defenders. But this Giants defense has a chance to be special. It has a chance to be one of the league leaders, if not the league leader in sacks. And, somebody said on TV, if you're leading the league in sacks, you should be a playoff team. You should be a playoff team. And if you're a playoff team, you should be contending for this division.
Playoffs?
Oh, did I say that? Did I say the New York Giants should be contending for this division if they have a top 5 defense? If they have a defense that's leading the league in sacks?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, I did. And you know why I said that? Because it's true. Think about the last time the Giants were good. They led the league in sacks the last time they went to a Super Bowl. Are they going to the Super Bowl? I don't think so. Anything can happen. I don't think so. I would put a bet on it, if I had to, that they're not going to make a Super Bowl this year. it's not lining up for them. They're not a complete team right now. But what I will say is you can make a statement in a game like this. You can make if they go out there and beat the brakes off of Washington, you think people ain't be peeping their eyes at the New York Giants? If they go out there and the next week and beat the Dallas Cowboys, you think ESPN and Stephen A and them ain't gonna be looking at the Giants like, here they come. So this is a statement game. This is a statement game for the New York Giants, and it has to be won on defense. They have to go in there into Washington, and shut down Jaden Daniels in this Commanders offense. You know, it's hard to repeat what they did last year. They snuck up on a lot of teams. Jaden Daniels snuck up on a lot of teams. Teams should be prepared. Let's hope the New York Giants are one of them. They're giving Washington a 68% chance to win this game. I'm not buying it. They're giving the Giants 6.5 points. I'm not buying it because the New York Giants have one of the best defensive lines in football. And if you are a Washington team that wants to run the football, that is the key. If the Giants can shut down this running game of Washington, it's going to be tough. Jaden Daniels is a tough cat. They got Eckler. They got this other rookie in, you know, even though they got rid of Brian Robinson. I think the Giants can definitely shut down this running game for the Commanders, but they're gonna have to shut down the outside contain. My coach, shout out to Coach Ed, always talks about that. You know, so you have to hold the edge and keep them from getting to the outside. And I think if they do that, they'll be fine. Look, the Commanders ain't no bully running team to run up the middle in between tackles and stuff like that. You got to keep them from coming to the outside. Now, can they beat you inside? Yeah, if you leave it wide open. But I'm confident Dustin Lawrence ain't letting that shit go down. So it's about the outside contain. Kayvon Thibodeau, Brian Burns, versus Laramie Tunsil and I forget the other right tackle for Washington is, but that's the key matchup here. And I like the Giants' chances. For some reason. Now, the closer I get to this matchup, the more I seem to like the Giants, because in the beginning I didn't like them at all to win this game, but it's something very, very overhyped about this Commanders team, and looking at this spread and looking at these numbers and noticing that they won 2 games by a combined 8 points last year. I'm just going to do it like this, y'all. That's how we're going to do it this year. Shout out to ESPN Sports Book, ESPN Bet Sports Book. So we're going to use their spread, and instead of making an actual game pick, I'm just going to go like this. Give me the Giants with the 6.5. I'm taking the Giants. I'm taking the Giants in the points. And if you don't bet, that just means that I think the Giants are going to cover this spread. They're not going to lose by 7 points, is what I'm saying. So they're not going to lose by a touchdown if they lose at all. Because this game is hard to pick, and we do have a pick 'em. Shout out to the Hardcore Sports Network, our brother network. But we do have a pick 'em league, so I don't really want to give my picks away, you know what I'm saying? But we're gonna go with the spread here, and we're gonna take our New York Giants. But you guys let me know what you think about this game. Let me know in the comments. This is the new format for New York Giants conversations. Go Giants, man. Go Giants. Go win a game in your division. Do that. Then maybe I could talk some positive and have some more positive, a positive narrative for you guys. Until next time, man. Like I said, you'll catch me around and see you Sunday. Go Giants. Peace.